Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. We're going to continue our epic chase sequence that we've been working on by creating our character rig using Rigify today. Thank you to everybody who supports this channel already on YouTube and on Patreon. I can't do these videos without you, so thank you so much. Now, to save time, we're not going to model a character from scratch. We're going to go to Miximo.com and you can create a free login. It's an Adobe site and they've got just a bunch of free models that you can use for stuff. There's a bunch of animation as well, mocap data, but we're going to use this guy. He's labeled, where is he? Alien Soldier. Alien Soldier. I've used him before in tutorials, but it's a cool model and I think it'll suit the style of our little scene really well. So what we're going to do is just come here and click on the Alien Soldier. You want to go to the character tab here at the top, not the animation tab, because we just want the T-pose. And we are going to click download, and you can just leave this as FBX. That's going to be the file format that we will import from. And T-pose as opposed to original pose would be great. We want to keep him nice and squared out because it's much easier to rig in a T-pose. I would just click download. And now once in Blender, you're going to come here to file and you're going to click import, and we're going to go to FBX. Not FBX Legacy, but FBX. All right, so all you're going to do is navigate to where you've downloaded it, and you can leave all the default settings. That's fine. And we're just going to click import FBX, and that will bring in our guy. There he is. Now remember, the cube is about 2 meters high. So if I was to grab this over and bring it up, you can see he's about 2 meters tall. So he's quite a tall dude. Now we've got our character in our scene. Now he comes with textures and materials and stuff. So if we switch to render mode, we'll see him. I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to turn off scene world so we can see this guy lit. And there we go. It's got a cool texture. Now it comes with this armature and he's already rigged, right? So if I go into pose mode up here, switch to pose mode, you can see we already have these bones and stuff, and we can rotate him. But what we're going to do is we're not going to work with this. We're not going to use this rig. We're going to create our own using Blender's built-in auto rig tool, Rigify, which is really handy, especially for previs, because you'll find you end up having to use it a lot. So to get started, we're actually going to click on the mesh of our character. Let's make sure we're in object mode. So click on the mesh and we're going to hit Alt-P and we're going to clear parent. Oops, we're going to clear parent cube transform. There we go. All right. Now we've got our transform. I'm going to click on this armature and I'm just going to delete it. Now he's got an armature modifier on him, and that's how the armature system works in Blender. A modifier lives on the mesh and that points to the armature bones and stuff using vertex groups. We're going to go through all this in detail, so don't worry. But we're just going to start off by clearing that off. Now, one thing that has stuck around is all these vertex groups, right? And we're also going to clear these off. We want to start completely from scratch. So you're going to click this little drop down. This is in the green tab here for the data for this object, this mesh object. Click this little drop down arrow and we are going to delete all groups. So now we are clean. He's got no groups on him whatsoever. Now let's start to rig this character. So I'm going to select my hero character. I'm going to come up here to edit and preferences. And I'm going to come over here to add-ons and we're going to search for Rigify. So just type rig. If you don't have it active already, this is how you do it. So under add-ons, and you just tick this box to activate Rigify. And now what we can do is we can create a armature. So we're going to go, actually first, let's apply all the transforms. So you can see the scale is really small and stuff for this guy, and he's rotated on the 90 on X. So let's go apply transforms, and let's go all transforms like that. And that's going to turn the scale, instead of 0.001, turns it back into 1. So we're saying this is normalized scale for this guy. This is his correct size. And also the rotation's all 0. So 0 him out, this is how he should be standing up, right? So this is kind of our baseline. So we've changed it so that our baseline matches the way we want to be working. And that's really important for rigging. You want to make sure that your mesh is completely kind of neutral and baseline ready to go before you do any rigging. All right, cool. So now let's go ahead and create a rig. So we're going to go Shift A, and we're going to come down to Armature. And right under here, we have Rigify Meta Rigs. And we're going to go for a human rig. And it creates this sort of weird looking bone person standing here. Now, the first step in Rigify is to line up the bones with your character mesh. This is surprisingly easy, so don't fear. And I'll show you exactly how I do it. I'm going to turn on transparent mode so I can see through this mesh. I'm going to go into edit mode with tab. We will start up here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on mirroring on the X. So this mirror option up here means that whatever I do on one side is going to be mirrored on the other, and that will just simplify things a whole lot. I'm also going to look at this straight on with number 1 on my keypad. Okay. And we're going to begin by kind of just roughly placing things. So I'm going to grab all of this here and I'll just rotate. I'm going to set the pivot point to medium point's fine. I'm going to just shift right click to put my 3D cursor here and set my pivot to the 3D cursor. That way I can pivot from there. Really, really handy way to just set a quick pivot and adjust things temporarily. So I'm just going to line this up and I'm going to grab all of this and all of these guys right here. I'm going to shift right click down here to kind of put the pivot down on that side. And I'm going to hit S, Z, and I'm going to squish it all down a bit so that we are more kind of in line with his height. Nervous chest there. That's all good. Get these. I'll get the knee in line first. So I'll pop that knee there. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm placing stuff over the mesh, right? Silhouetting the mesh as much as I can. And it's okay if it's not fully right. Like, what's one of the great things about Rigify is that this stuff it's flexible and you can regenerate it easily and you can experiment easily. So it's kind of one of those things where you don't have to stress too much. So let's just do the best job you can to line it up. The main thing is making sure that if there's any bones that overlap, you want to make sure you keep that overlap. But up here, you can see these were separate anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to keep laying this out. If you want to watch me line it up and watch me talk through this process, pop over to Patreon. I'm going to head over there and we're going to get this stuff done in detail over on Patreon. I'm going to talk through it all and get all these bones set up just the way we need. So if you want to find out all that nitty gritty detail, head over there and join on Patreon, or you can join here on YouTube to get the uncut version of this tutorial. If not, sit tight, be right back. All right, so I've got this guy laid out. I've lined up all of the bones and they feel good. The main thing that I pointed out in the Patreon was to talk about just making sure you have this curve going on, because that curve indicates like where the bone will, like where the finger will curve when you curl it in. So just make sure your curve, the curve of those bones lines up with the direction you want it to curl into. All right, we are good. Then next up, I like to name stuff. So I'm going to call this Hero Meta Rig. One of the things I did was I deleted all the face controls because I don't need them. I don't need facial controls for this. Now, if I was to try and generate my rig now, it would throw an error because it's missing those face controls and it would be looking for them. So what you want to do is go to your bone collections and make sure that you don't have any bone collections for stuff that you've gotten rid of, right? So I'm going to get rid of my bone collections for face, face primary, and face secondary. That way the system will work, so it knows what to look for. Okay, so now we're going to go down. We're in the armature tab, and we're just going to click under Rigify. We're going to click Generate Rig. And there we go. Creates this rig called Hero Rig, which is different from the Meta Rig. So the way to think about Rigify is you have the Meta Rig, which is the thing you line up to your mesh to make sure everything matches. And then you've got the Hero, like the rig itself that it generates. And that's the thing that you're going to animate with. So whenever you want to make a change, you go back to the Meta Rig, make a tweak, regenerate the rig. See this button here, Regenerate Rig, and it will update the Hero Rig for us automatically. So it's a really cool system once you get good at kind of going back and forth. It creates a couple of things automatically. We've got the rig that it's made. It creates the script, which enables a bunch of buttons that are really useful. And then also creates this WGTS Hero Rig collection, which it hides up here. Now, this is basically a collection of widgets, which are these little controls. It's all the shapes that it needs to make these things, and it's basically replacing the visual representation of every bone with one of these controllers, and that's how it works. So now what we can do is we can actually hide our utility and just focus on what we've got here with our rig itself. So we've got our character rig, and it's a very cool rig, and it lines up with our character perfectly. So what we want to do now is bind the mesh to this rig. I'm going to get out of transparent mode, and what we're going to do is select our character mesh, shift select the rig, and then we're going to hit Control P to parent. We're going to go down and we get this extra group set of options when we have an armature that we're parenting to, and we're going to select automatic weights. We'll think for a minute. It calculates the weights automatically. Cool. And now we select our rig and go into pose mode. We can test it out by grabbing these controllers, and you can see now we've got a working rig. What's cool about the fingers of Rigify is you scale this thing and it'll curl the fingers. All right, so in playing with the mesh, I found a problem. So I could see the helmet, when I turn the head, is warping at the base, and it's breaking here along the neck, which I don't want. The reason for that is by automatic weights, it's looked at what bones are nearby, and then it's tried to put weights on the vertices for all the nearby bones. And so the bottom chin is actually kind of close to the clavicle and the chest and stuff. So there's a little bit of weighting on it. So we need to fix that up. So we're going to talk about weight painting now. So I'm going to go back into object mode and I'll select my mesh. I'll keep him posed in this extreme pose like this. And we're going to switch over to weight paint mode. Now in the weight paint mode, come down here and I'll explain how this is all working and how it all connects. When you open up the rig itself, we go to our mesh, you can see there's a modifier on it, the little wrench icon here. And if we open it up, we've got this armature modifier. Now we didn't put this on here, right? But this happened when we parented the mesh to the rig and we said, weight it automatically. This armature modifier gets added to the mesh. And then the rig is this bit here. So it's pointing at that saying, so this is what we want to be deformed by. And then what the rig does is it looks at the name of every bone in the rig and it tries to find a matching vertex group. Now, if you don't know what a vertex group is, basically it's a set of vertices that you can select, right, and assign to a group. So you can create these yourself with this plus and you can type in a name for it and select a group of verts and assign it to that group. And now you've got your own vertex group. And if there was a bone in your rig, say you have a hat, create a new bone in your rig, you call it hat. If you create a vertex group called hat, the rig armature will see that vertex group and see the bone, see they match, and it will automatically deform the vertices that are in that group whenever you move that hat bone. So that's how you can create this sort of custom setup and move things around a little bit yourself. So this all happens automatically. We've got all the deformed bones here set up for our entire character. And so I've got these different deformation spine vertex groups. And I know that Rigify, always with Rigify, spine 006 is the top spine. It's where basically the head is, okay? You kind of know that too by just looking at these weights. If we just step through them, you can see this is the one that's like really prominent for this top section. So I'm gonna make the decision that I want all of these vertices to be assigned to this group with a weight of 1. So I'll just reselect all that stuff. And then I'm gonna come over here. My favorite way to do this is with the gradient tool. I'm gonna set my weight to 1 and my strength to 1. And I can leave it to linear. I'm gonna look at this kind of straight on. And the way this works is basically you can paint, right, this gradient, right, and you can see it starts to change everything fully to red. But if I want to flood everything of all this stuff that I have selected, I can just come down here and drag down, right? So if you imagine the gradient, right, is going down so that everything above where my mouse clicked would go fully to 1. Hope that makes sense. But now I've flooded this completely to 1. So now there shouldn't be any deformation, right? This is all fully set to 1. But I am getting a little bit down here. And why is that? Well, if we click on 1, if you click on a single vertex, you'll get a breakdown under the item tab of what the weights are. And you can see I still have a weight here. So just by flooding it to 1 with that spine 06 doesn't mean we've gotten rid of all the other weights. There's still some weights hiding out. But what we can do is we can hit L to select the link to get everything here. Since I started by having one vertex selected, I can see the vertex weights, not for everything, this is just for that one that we started with. But I can edit this one by hitting X to get rid of that vertex group that I don't want influencing. So if you select copy, it will basically duplicate this setup on everything that's selected. So now you can see I don't have any more deformation on the mask. It's all completely locked into spine 01. We just have one group here. But now we still have this problem of the neck, right? So what's going on here? Okay, so the way we're going to fix this up is we're going to go into edit mode, go to edge mode. We're going to just zoom in right here and hold down Alt to select this edge loop. Then we can go back to weight paint mode. And you can see now, because we selected that in edit mode, it's still selected here. What we're going to do is basically match the weighting of these guys. Now, the easiest thing is actually just to shift click one of the vertices that has the weights you want on it and just click copy. And that will get rid of any weights from that group entirely and then paste the weights onto it. So that's what's happened here. I might expand my selection with Control Plus and then just click on one of these guys again and click copy just to get a little bit more there. Now this is a really hard edge, right? So it's not gonna really work well, right? It's gonna look kind of gross. But what we can do with this is smooth it out. I hit L to select this whole body area. And with this specific group selected, I'm gonna go F3 smooth weights, and I'll just hit return. I get this little drop down here I can pull up, and I can turn up the iterations. I can also turn the factor up, expand and contract to kind of find a sweet spot where it's not going to look too bad, even though it's so contorted. And I feel like that's pretty good. Select all my bones and hit Alt-G, Alt-R. That will just reset everything. And now you can see we're just going to have much better, consistent look here. Now we do have a few things missing. So there we go. These guys just there. So again, easiest way, leave it in pose mode, go to object mode, go to weight paint and deselect everything, go to selection mode. Select one of those guys L to select linked, and then just click one vert where you want it to be and click copy. Cool. Now just a few final setup things. In our item menu here on the side, with Rigify, we've got all these cool extra controls and stuff. So we've got our rig layers, which we can hide the different bits to kind of clean up the view. Another thing that's useful is to come over to the viewport display under your rig tab and turn on in front, and that will allow you to always see the rig controls, and that's quite nice. You can also make these guys a little bit bigger if you need to. If they're a bit too small, if you go to the bone tab, you can, in the viewport display, you can come down and adjust things like the scale of the hand controllers. I'm going to select all to get all the controls, and I just want to change a few things. I want to turn the pulls on. I want to have my IK pulls right here. Pull, I'll do it for my legs as well. So I'm just stretching down. Great, just what I want. And then I'm going to turn off all the stretchy. So IK stretch, I'm going to just turn that off for all the different. Cool. And now if I grab his hand, he should, yeah, right. I'm going to turn my tweaks off. I'm going to turn the detail off on the fingers. Turn off my FK controls and my tweaks. Lastly, what I like to do is take my WGTS folder and just drag it into utility, because I don't want to bring that in when I link in my character. And I've got everything I need here, so I could just save this now as hero character. Something else I like to do is to put a little signifier in the name of the main collection, so a little like arrow or something, so that it's easy to see when we link that in later to our main scene. Well, I hope you found this tutorial really handy and you learned a lot of cool things about Rigify. Now you're ready to rig your own characters. Again, if you want to watch this full version of this tutorial, head over to Patreon or join here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next tutorial. Until then, have a fantastic week. See ya.